So the doctor's a girl now. It's been a while since I've done one of these things. So welcome to another Personal Thoughts. And I'm going to be talking about the announcement that was made by BBC about a couple hours ago, like a day ago. I just heard about it myself. I was off my computer. And so yeah, the doctor's gonna be a Time Lady now instead of a Time Lord. The amount of controversy this has caused is not at all shocking, but at the same time, I can't help but use the word shocking because it just created such a rift of unfortunate negativity. I mean, like, I feel like everyone has always had that what if ever since Doctor Who came back in 2005 of, I wonder what happened if they made a female doctor. But the new head show writer, I'm forgetting his name now, Chris something. I'm blanking on his name. I apologize. Has always said that he always wanted the 13th Doctor to be female, and it is. Here's my personal take on it. I am going to wait and see. I guess spoilers. That's how I feel about the video, but I'm gonna wait and see because I feel like this is kind of like every time the Doctor was replaced with a new actor. You know, it really is like a cycle with new Doctor Who fans. It's first someone comes in, then fans are like, oh no, no one could replace the previous Doctor, just like they did with Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant. And when David Tennant left, everybody was like, oh no, we can't replace David Tennant. He is the Doctor. He's my Doctor. Then the new Doctor gets a couple episodes, and they're like, okay, he's not bad. We can give him a chance. And then by the end of their run, they're like, oh, that person's the Doctor, that person's my Doctor, no one can replace him. It's happened all the time. However, this is a bit different because, we're changing a whole dynamic of it now. Like, the Doctor for 54 years, I believe the show's been on, has always been male. So, now they're changing it really big time. And, it's unfortunate because there are two sides with this. There's the side that says, it's been called the social justice warriors that are positively ecstatic about this and think people should give this a chance and stuff like that. And unfortunately, those people on those sides think that anybody who hates this idea is what's the word I'm looking for? Is misogynistic, sexist, and, completely closed-minded and stuff like that. And then there's the other side of this video where a lot of people are like, the Doctor's always been a male, he's always been a male role model. This whole, political correctness BS, is getting pushed down people's throats, and people have just had enough of it. And those people aren't exactly friendly either. They're the ones calling the other side feminazis and all that, childish stuff. So both sides has its points, and both sides, aren't exactly being represented well by themselves, if that makes sense. Let me go over to both sides and kind of just kind of give you my thoughts with it. For one side, let's go over to the, I'm going to call it social justice warrior side. Let's go to the one side that is happy about this. I won't deny and say that, I'm not curious about a female Doctor and how that's going to work. I think ever since, Miss Gomez came in as the Master's role, they made the Master a female, I think this was inevitable. You had that feeling that they were like, okay, if the Master's going to be a girl, you gotta figure they're gonna make the Doctor a girl too at some point. So, I felt like eventually it was going to happen. And like I said, it's an interesting dynamic. Let's see what happens. Is the Doctor gonna have still female companions? Because, the companions always have been female. Or, are there gonna be now more male companions? There were a couple of male companions. Ian for the first Doctor, we got Mickey, Rory, Captain Jack. So there have been male companions before, so I wonder how the fan base will take to that. So there is some intrigue in this. However, at the same time, I can't help but feel that this was done really to be hip and to be a little bit politically correct. Once again, if you're happy about this, more power to you. You should be excited because there are some things that I like about this that I am curious about, and I think it'll do well. And to the new actress Jodie, I'm gonna blank out on the name again. Sorry, it's been a long day. Jodie Whittaker, I believe her name. I wish her nothing but the best. I don't wish any actor or actress any negative vibes. Obviously, she's coming into a role that, Peter Capaldi, I personally think did a brilliant job with it. He was an awesome doctor. I love him, and he's all for this too. So that's great. So I wish the actress nothing but the best of luck. I don't think people should be saying, "Oh, I hope the show tanks." That's just immature. I think people who say that's just messed up. Why would you wish that on somebody? Like, that's one of your favorite shows. Why would you wish it canceled? So I have no problem. I no good luck to the actress, but at the same time, I really can't help but feel that this was done to be more politically correct and such like that. I know a lot of people love Series 10, but some were annoyed that, they're kind of pushing and you got to be really careful with this because it's a sensitive topic. With Bill being the first openly gay companion and stuff like that, and people felt that Moffat was just trying to be, hip and, with it and all that kind of stuff. It didn't bother me personally in Series 10. I don't think it was brought up that much times that it really bothered me. But, I can see where people are kind of coming from with it. So, it's really difficult because when you try to, I don't want to say, be on both sides. I just try to see, what positives and negative of both. But, I feel like this is one of those things where you have to be on one side or the other. It's like that Ghostbusters. It's exactly the same as the Ghostbusters. The remake, because, if you like the Ghostbusters, then, you didn't like the original, and then if you didn't like the new one, it's because you were sexist, and that's just not, let's try to be mature about this, guys. Now we've got on the other side, of, people saying that, they're sick of all this, social justice, politically correct. I'm gonna be saying that word a lot, and I hate that word. This being pushed down our throats. A lot of people like Doctor Who because it's just supposed to be a simple sci-fi adventure. And, I kind of get that sometimes with the whole world and how it's run and stuff like that. Sometimes when you just see how things are supposed to be done a certain way everywhere, you do kind of want to come back to that safe space where, you can just watch something. And a lot of people feel that Doctor Who, is no longer that space where they can just, watch a TV show. Now they have to have now it's going to be all part of the agenda to, all that kind of, gay rights, women's rights, and all that stuff. And a lot of people don't like that. And, so I can understand them wanting to get away from that kind of politically correct nonsense because it is a lot sometimes. At the same time, I cannot defend people saying that, I've said before that they wish, the show's going to tank or they hope the show survives long enough where, she'll leave and then they can get a male actor again. Guys, come on, really? That. This is childish. This is really childish. Once again, why would you wish that on an actress? Or anybody like that? So people saying, oh, that's it. I'm not watching Doctor Who at all. I'm just like, really? This is the reason why you're not watching Doctor Who? I mean, this is really the breaking point? I just don't get it. I really just don't get it. Because I've only been a Doctor Who fan for about 2 years. I, binged watched the entire new Doctor Who series. I can't do classic. It would take way too long. So, I've only been a Doctor Who fan for 2 years, and, I've never really had a problem that much with Stephen Moffat, as much as everybody hates him and praises RTD, but, his era wasn't perfect either. I guess it's just preference. But, I don't think this is going to be the end of Doctor Who. I think it'll be fine. I hope it does well. I mean, I've heard that ratings have gotten lower and stuff like that, but, they have to compete with more TV shows than they had to back in 2005. And I personally like this show. I love this show. So I don't want to see it go to waste because they want to try something new. Because, and I said this a long time ago with my Star Wars personal video, that one's a while ago, my gosh, that I can always respect a product for trying something new rather than go with the same thing that's safe. And, this is the same thing. It's let's try something different. It's alright, why can't the Doctor be a woman for one, regeneration? I don't think that'll kill the show. I don't think so. And, I hope it's not a one-season Doctor thing because, once again, I didn't watch Classic Who, but, it sucked seeing Christopher Eccleston, an actor of his caliber, only get one season. Regardless of his issues with the show or anything like that. It sucked because I would want to see more of him, and I don't want to see this happen to this new girl. I hope she gets 3 series and stuff like that. Keep the tradition going. Maybe she can get 4. Maybe she can break the mold and stuff like that. So to the people saying that, oh, that's it, I'm not gonna watch this show until she leaves. It's just okay, guys, calm down. Just calm down for a second. Just calm down. Doctor Who fans are always oh, you guys got a new Doctor. I don't like it. It's oh, you never do. Never liked the new Doctor, but this has caused some kind of controversy. I it's unfortunate because I feel like this should be more for a cause of celebration rather than disputing. But like I said, there are two sides to every story. One thing I will say though about, you know, the side that doesn't like the Doctor being a woman, I will say this, and I don't like how this is being run because I've looked up some articles. Like the people who don't like the idea of a Doctor as a woman, who think that if the character has always been played by a male or portrayed as a male, it should be kept as a male. I don't like the fact that those people are being seen as sexist, misogynist. Like if you automatically think that, then you know you're closed-minded. I don't think that's fair. Just like how I don't think that all the people who believe that this is good for Doctor Who are feminazis. That's not a fair point either. But it's funny because when I saw a comment that said that, you know, Doctor Who was one of my last few male role models. And a comment was made in response to him, of course it was a negative one, YouTube. A comment was made saying that, oh really? Like, it went along the lines of, really, you're running out of male role models, you'll be fine. And, I don't know, it kind of just rubbed me a certain way, because with how the world is just proceeding, you know, I never really believed in that whole representation thing, because, you know, I felt like it was just pushed down too much. But representation is important. You should have representation for all kinds of, you know, people. You should have representation for men, women, stuff like that. So, for, you know, a lot of guys, and I guess a lot of guys, Doctor Who was their male role model, and who could blame them? Like, the Doctor was really... the Doctor was really the definition of an alpha male. Like, the guy handled everything, he was confident. Sure, he had his weaknesses and moments of doubt, but, you know, he pulled through. He was able to do what he was able to do. And, you know, I guess for a lot of guys, having that being... There's family in the background, I apologize. I may have to cut this part out. For a lot of guys, they've lost that, and I can understand. It was like, you know, they kind of want something to stay, you know, familiar. So now this has changed. It's just another thing lost to the times and, I guess, the feminization of everything. And I don't think it's fair to call those guys, you know, sexist, misogynist. It's like, why can't they just feel the way they feel? Hell, there have been even some girls who said that they don't like the idea of a Doctor as a woman, that they should just keep him as a man. So, I hope I don't sound too lenient towards one side, because I'm really trying to, I guess, lack of a better term, stay neutral. It's just a shame. I think overall, this should be at least explored at least once. So, they could say, you know, we put this off the checklist. Like, we gave it 110%, which is what they should do. If they're going to do this, they need to go 110% in this. They have to go all in. They can't half-ass it. Otherwise, people will be like, oh, see what happens when a woman becomes Doctor Who, like the show will tank. They have to give 100% fairness. Just like they did for the other Doctors. I know a lot of people might disagree, especially people saying that Capaldi never got a good script, but I think it was given for what he was. Like, considering, you know, he had series 8, 9, and 10, and 10 was awesome. And considering that 2 of his 3 series were really good, 9 and 10, I didn't really care too much for 8, although 8 was okay. I think it was given, you know, a good script that, you know, made his ability shine. So, yeah, that's kind of my end verdict on this. I think that this should be celebrated more, and it's a shame that, you know, the internet, like always, is split straight down the middle, and it's like it's either you're with us or you're against them. But I do think this should be time to celebrate, and both sides have legitimate arguments, but just don't let your personal feelings get in the way of enjoying the fact that this is another new chapter in Doctor Who. And hey, we're getting another series. We are getting series 11. Can we not be happy about that? I mean, most amazing shows don't get to see it this far. Everyone's just like, this new Doctor's gonna... Like, can we just enjoy the fact that Doctor Who has been on this long? And, like, can we not be so pessimistic? Can we just do what we always do? Can we just at least wait to see? Because this happens, like I said, this happens with every new Doctor and new companion. Oh, this person sucks. This person sucks. They're never going to replace them. And by the time they leave, that companion's my favorite. That Doctor's my Doctor. It happens all the time. Can we not simply wait for the first episode to appear of the new series and judge based off that? I beseech you, please. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I'm going to just wait and see, and both sides, please, just calm down. Like they said in Series 10, Like the doctor says, we all sound like children to him. So maybe we should all just grow the hell up and give this all a chance. And be fair about it. And respect each other's opinion. Is that so hard? Is it? Please? Alright, well, that's been my thoughts. I will see you all later. Peace.